Hello, everybody. Welcome back to WWTF. We want to Fast Game Show. I'm MikeC.
And I'm Fred Y. Yo.
Hey, y'all. Go ahead, Fred.
Today we're going to be saying we told you so about this digital-only thing that they want to shove down our throats, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to start it off with we told you so, okay? They want you to get this idea that digital media is where it's supposed to be at. Mm-hmm. And why do we have a picture of the PlayStation thing up here? Is because recently, a couple of weeks ago, by the time y'all seeing this now, PlayStation Network had went down for 24 hours. And if you had online content, guess what? You could not play it. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, Mike. Are they still doing DRM? Are you still have to check your game in to verify that you own that digital version of that game before you can play it?
Far as if anything that has to connect to the internet, so let's say like your Destiny and stuff like that, I don't think if it's something you already have in your library, like an actual game, but probably the PlayStation Plus games, I bet you had to do a check-in for those. Far as like your newer PlayStation Plus games, yeah, you had to have, it has to show you like that your account is like active or whatever far as for that in order for you to play that. So when that stuff was down, you couldn't play those games.
So,
but if it's a game you already like you purchased or whatever like that, you could play them unless it was something that had to be connected to the internet.
Now, digital content. let me tell y'all again and stress this. You don't own anything digital. Anything that you lease and use, hear the terminology I use when I said lease. Anything you lease when you get something digital is you're leasing it for the amount of time that they see fit that you can access it. Just like we keep saying this, PlayStation Home. How many of y'all remember playing PlayStation Home? PlayStation Home, the beta, they just kept that word beta in it. PlayStation Home to me is one of the greatest. It was like Facebook, MySpace, AOL chat, Yahoo Messenger, all wrapped in one, because this was so significant. This is before the Facebooks and all the other social media sites that I mentioned for gamers. This was a place where you could go. You had your own apartment. You had you met up with friends. A lot of people met up on this and then met up real life. And there are people that actually met up and got married off of this. And there are some people that actually met up on PlayStation Network that hooked up. You know what I'm saying? Yep. So this was not a game, right? Now look at you. You spent all this money because you had to spend real money on cosmetic stuff like hats and masks and different clothing and different furniture and all this other stuff for your apartment and things like that. PlayStation Home is no more. So what happened to all that stuff that you brought? You can't get it back. You don't have tangible goods. You don't have anything that's physically in your hand. And a lot of you that are supporting digital media content are just like some of these fools that supported Trump, and now they're sad. Now they're regretting. I'm sorry to call him Donald Trump. I apologize, sir. Y'all supported the Grand Wizard, and y'all voted for him, and now he's taking your farms and deporting your wives and your husbands. And you're sitting back saying, well, I voted for him. He wouldn't do that to me. And you find yourself on the news crying and writing him a letter that he's not going to read.
Nope, he definitely ain't.
Because he probably don't know how to read it anyway. But begging him to undo what he said that he was going to do before he got elected. It's the same thing with digital. A vote for digital is a vote for Donald. That's what I'm going to say. A vote for digital is a vote for Donald, man. You are leasing this. You are leasing games. You know the one advantage that we have over us console gamers, because I'm a PC gamer as well, but I'm more 60-40 on the console side. You know what we have over an advantage of PC gamers? We don't have the ability to make these games look pretty. We don't have the ability of sometimes, unless you want to go for this high price rip off PlayStation 5 Pro, we don't have the ability to do make it as great as PC games. But you know the one thing that we have that's an advantage of PC gamers is we can have physical copies. That means if you don't have your internet up and running, you can still play your game.
Yep, you sure enough can. You sure enough can.
Now, mind you, if it's Mortal Kombat 1, your SOL. Because when you
unless you already downloaded everything up on it already.
you have to you got to download them characters. Right.
You have to, because you'll just get basically 3 characters.
Yeah.
As far as if you just put that disc in.
Oh, I was high as fish grease.
Me and Fred saw that junk. As soon as you got like 3 characters, like, hold on, wait a minute. Yeah. Then you had to download everything else up in the game. But that's how games and stuff is. You still got to do that check-in.
Yeah.
As far as with that stuff. So they still got you regardless. The only time, we talk about back in the day, because back in the day, that was it. Was no updates, was no reboots. That was your game, glitches and all. You know what I'm saying? That was your game and everything. So, but now you got to do all this stuff, updates and everything like that. And what was this other game that just came out? Black Myth Wukong. Granted, I did get it on digital, but then they had a physical edition that came out. I wish I got the physical edition. But still, that being said, I do have some digital stuff, you know what I'm saying? But what I prefer is always physical media. As far as, cause I want to grab and hold it, because I want to feel like at least feel like it's mine, you know what I'm saying? But that PlayStation, man, every time I hear about that price for that PlayStation, I just laugh. Like, I was like, and you don't even get no controller. You don't even get a stand.
Yeah, it's a total ripoff. It is a total ripoff. It's nothing pro about that.
It is. It's
a pro. There's nothing pro about the pro.
It's a pimp about it, but it ain't no pro about it.
It's nothing. When you have the same HDMI signal or the same HDMI device that's inside of the Pro, that's inside of the OG PlayStation, it's not a pro. It's not a pro. And I'm not saying that to down anybody that has it, but it's just for me. I've been on record saying that I'm going to get it, eventually one day, but I'm kind of changing my mind, because the PlayStation 6 is about to come out.
And that's right. They already said 2027, I believe.
What's the use of me getting a Pro when it does the same thing that the other 2 PlayStation 5s that I have in here does? I mean, I do have an optical drive for it if I decide to get one, but it's going to be when it comes down in price, like, $400 or something like that. You know what I'm saying? But getting back to this stuff with PlayStation, and not only PlayStation is a part of this era, it's also Microsoft. But there have been a few times when Microsoft has went down, and you're not able to play your games,
any of that stuff
online.
Any Game Pass stuff you cannot play unless you're online. So the only thing that you have is just basically games you actually because hold on, wait a minute, I think I couldn't even play Sunset Overdrive because I downloaded that too as well. Xbox is more that DRM. That's what it's called, DRM. DRM. So Xbox is strictly more DRM. If that network goes down and you got something like saved up on the thing and not a physical thing, you can't play that junk at all. At all. Seriously. If you bought it or whatever, you still can't play it at all. You got to have that freaking internet signal as far as for that.
And mind you, there are people that's living in rural areas that don't have access to internet or don't have access to fast internet. There are some people that don't have internet at all and rely on their phones for a hotspot to get online. And these are people, I'm talking about you, people that live out in West Virginia and even down here in Maryland and Calvert County and Lusby and other places like that. Especially if you have like Ocean City or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Or Salisbury, Maryland. Your internet access is very limited, and then you have to rely on your phone. And God prohibits that you have a phone that eats up a lot of data, and you got to pay for it. You're going to be in the world of trouble. I mean, you play 10 minutes of Call of Duty, that your data plan is gone. It's done. Especially if you got straight talk.
Hey, look, you pretty much done if you try to download Call of Duty. You can't even play
that. Yeah. You're gonna pause. I remember when the Wii U first came out, and I was staying with my mother at that time, and I used a Verizon hotspot. It took me 2 days to download that. It wasn't even a gig worth of data. I was going off that Verizon hotspot. It took 2 days to download that update. Because when you first got the Wii U, you couldn't actually play it. You had to download this update in order to get it started. Yep. And I remember I'm glad I had different channels to watch because, man, I was hot. You know what I'm saying? 2 days to download all this stuff. And it was some megabytes. It wasn't a gig. It was way under a gig. It was just like a lot of megabytes. I forgot what it was. But, y'all, digital is not the way to go. Digital is not the way to go. Y'all keep supporting digital by buying these consoles like the PlayStation 5 Pro and saying that it's okay for me to get digital. You keep buying games that some games you can get that's digital only at the time, and then it comes out later as a physical copy, just like Wukong. And I'm a victim of that as well as too, because when Alan Wake 2 came out, it was strictly digital. And then it still is. No, it still is. No, Alan Wake, you have the physical copy now. Yeah, Alan Wake 2. You do? I got the physical copy of it now.
God damn it, Fred, I just bought a digital one. It was on sale. I got it for a good price.
Yeah, but it was then review is coming up on that shortly. Then, yeah. So a lot of these games and what they do is they do bring them out on digital, and then they bring them out on a physical copy. Another game is Flight Simulator. I got Flight Simulator because I wanted to push this idea that I had. I just got to get some things in order for me to do all this stuff. But then I just so happened to walk in the store one day and Flight Simulator was sitting right there. I was like, damn, I just paid for this thing. So now I have Flight Simulator on digital, and I have Flight Simulator as a physical copy. But the good thing about that is my Xbox Series S, I can play that up here if I wanted to do the Flight Simulator, and just hold my physical copies, so just in case anything else happens, I can still play that. But I mean, they're going to get you, but we shouldn't support them as like every game that comes out that that the physical copy is coming out of this game. Just you may be late to the party, but just kind of wait. I don't know what more we can say, how much more we can show you that digital copies, you don't own them, because as soon as that server goes down, you're SOL. You are just leasing these titles, you're leasing these movies, and the one thing that I've said about video games, they should do it like they do Blu-ray movies, or like they used to do Blu-ray movies, because now Blu-ray movies are going out. They're not going to be producing any of those anymore. They should have, as soon as you buy the physical copy, they should give you a digital code for you to download the digital copy. You know, because
It should.
that should be it. You know what I'm saying? Like we don't have enough space in these consoles as is now to hold the massive amount of game data. Just look at when Grand Theft Auto comes out. When Grand Theft Auto 6 comes out, you're gonna need an M.2 drive by itself. So just get you an M.2 drive or one of these Seagate cards and just put that aside and say, okay, Grand Theft Auto is going on here.
GTA 6, yep.
Yeah.
Because you know that's going to be a massive game. Massive.
$100 y'all are going to be paying for this game. But not if you win it off the game show, though.
That's right. But mine is already in the mail.
Oh, yeah. we will have it day one. I tell you that, Mike. We will have it day one.
Fantastic.
But digital copies, man. Don't support the lease, man. Don't support the lease, because it's not worth it. It's not worth it.
It really is. It really is.
But you got anything more to add to that, Mike?
That is it. PlayStation, since you couldn't play the game for 24 hours. Oh no, actually it was a weekend, right? It was 2 days, right?
Oh,
I think it was a weekend, right? Was it 24 or 48 hours? I think it was 48 hours, right?
I just know it was down and people were highly pissed.
So basically, they give you 5 extra days of PlayStation Plus.
Whoop-de-doo.
5 extra days.
Whoop-de-doo.
Yep.
All right.
Yep. There you go. All right. So like always, you guys can hit us up at thagamersshow@gmail.com. That's the Game Show with an A. Don't forget to slide over to our Facebook store page. Don't forget to hit that bell and be notified with videos like these. Tell people about what we do here at the Game Show. That's it.
And please remember to like and subscribe to all our social media platforms. We are on TikTok, man, so go there and follow us. And we'll see you next time on WWTF.
We want the facts.
Game Show.
See you next time. As always, thanks for watching.
Later.